But today is about the furthest afield we've brought to you so far, I think, because the poet, the second guest poet tonight, has come all the way from Brazil. Yeah! Caralho! Comme j'ai dit, Marcio, tout le monde ici connaît le mot caralho maintenant. He doesn't speak any English, so we have to converse in French or communicate together. And Karina Goulias, who is his translator and girlfriend, who is with him as well, doesn't speak any French, but only speaks English. I tell you, it's been a head fuck the past 24 hours. After the long wait outside immigration at Birmingham Airport last night, speaking French, English, Portuguese, you know, in a kind of three-way sort of circle, you know, I feel absolutely drained. But it sort of suits the nature of mine and Marcio-Andre's relationship. We met at the International Meeting of Poets in Coimbra 2 years ago. And out of perhaps 50 poets from all over the world, from Israel, from the Arab world, from Germany, from Eastern Europe, from South America, North America, Marcio and I had an immediate kinship. First because we were the two youngest there and we drank a lot. And when everyone else went back to the hotels, you know, we used to stay out and party. Secondly, because we both run quite radical little publishing houses. Coventry doesn't have any writing on its covers. Marcio actually turns his books upside down, so the front cover is also the back cover and the back cover is the front cover. He's playing around with the typeface and so on in exactly the same way. He also plays the violin, you know, and there's numerous other coincidences, which means that we identified ourselves immediately as twin brothers. So it was an absolute honour when he agreed to come here and read. I'm doing a very brief synopsis of his two works now, but I think Marcio-Andre and his publishing house and magazine online, very good, much better than any of the local ones in Brazil, Confraria do Vento, the Brotherhood of the Wind, where he's... There's a new generation in Brazil that's taking the work of... So I mean, opening the book at random, you can see, apart from the writing being upside down, you can see that, you know, there's kind of weird font sizes and letters, you know, printed in weird places on the page, and giant words in the centre of the page. And also, trust me, a lot of the words are made up. It's very, very difficult to translate because, you know, this is not standard Portuguese, it's not even standard Brazilian Portuguese, it's a very complex and individual language. That was his first book of poems, now a hit in Brazil, and Brazil is massive, so that is quite an accolade. He also has a book of essays out, Essays Radioactivos, which deal with mainly with his journey to Chernobyl, where he gave a one-man poetry festival, and thereby infecting himself with the longer-term gamma radiation, which still exists in the place, in order to make a point about how poetry survives within the bones and the body of the individual writer. So just like we can read now Shakespeare or Michael Drayton or Philemon Holland, and we can, you know, we're having immediate access to a writer who was only alive 500 years ago. Marcio makes this point in his book of essays that you know, this is how literature works. It's undead. It's a vampiric art form. But he did this, I should say, because in real life he did this by going to Pripyat and giving this poetry reading, a one-man poetry festival in the deserted city that the reactor is housed in. So these are just a couple of the things of his books. They're full of fascinating ideas and complex ideas. You know, I really do think this is a significant writer on the world stage in the germinal stages of his career. So please give a big Coventry welcome to Marcio-Andre de Souza! Tea, the ivory and the metal, the enamel, the gums, and all that covers man. From tea, the ivory and the metal. From tea, the moon teeth, separating outside and inside.
O princípio foram os dentes, separando o que era dentro e o que era fora.
Increased with teeth and eyes, and woven of daylight, and gifted with hearing, and heard the wheat rubbing the Galilean ether, the feet unshod, the mint humid grass, and heard the inviolate skin of his inviolate body, germinating alligators in simulation of vertebrae, flank and back of pachyderm carcasses,
As carcaças de Paquidé.
a hippopotamus dreaming among the sunflowers. Time runs out, reverts to a tube of nothing. Your eye is biteable glass.
Seu olho é vidro de morder.
And the unlikely torso blown in gas, burned with silver salt, born from the first dream, does not end and does not begin codified in objects. Yet this doesn't fit between one thing and another. Neither the forms nor the colours. Siemens, designers for life. All the world exists, even without your shadow.
Whoa, 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 whoa!
Marcio-Andre de Souza, the work of translated into English by Karina Julius, Rachel Rubin,